What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and I'm back with another video. Shout out to everyone. Shout outs to BG, aka Mr. Weapon Wheel himself. BG always go on these tangents doing videos with his semi-unpopular opinions. But today's topic is about backwards compatibility and how this thing keeps coming up in the news, and it always end up with PlayStation being on the negative side of this thing. All right, so if you guys haven't heard, I think Ubisoft semi-leaked that or confirmed that the PlayStation 5 will not be doing backwards compatibility outside of select PlayStation 4 games or majority of PlayStation 4 games. Right now, I think Ubisoft have on their support page for certain games on how next-gen upgrade works for PlayStation 4 or for how next-gen transition works for PlayStation 4 and PS5 and then Xbox One, Xbox Series X. And it says they say yes, you can do PS4 games. They was PlayStation 5 will not be compatible with PS3, PS2, PS1 games, etc., etc. And on the Xbox side, obviously, it's compatible with select Xbox 360 games and Xbox One games. So that it's making headlines. People are tweeting about it, talking about it, and of course, once this news hits Xbox accounts, whether it be an exec, marketing, Xbox marketing team, PR, they will always, regardless of if there's something that PlayStation can't or will not do, and the Xbox can do it, Xbox is going to come out with a tweet, post, or something highlighting that very fact. And it happened with their PlayStation accessories like the PS4. The DualShock 4 will not work for PS5 games on the PS5. You can only use the DualSense, whereas the Xbox immediately highlight you can use your Xbox One controller, your Xbox Elite Series controller, all the third-party Xbox controllers. Every controller they release in the Xbox One family can be used on the Xbox Series X, including the adaptive controller, and so on. So it's very funny. And of course, so Xbox comes out and reaffirms, you got 4 generations of Xbox that you can play on your Xbox Series X. There's a lot of people that downplay this feature. BG likes to point to the numbers of who cares about backwards compatibility and whatnot. And he has I guess a case. Personally, for me, I think I like backwards compatibility only because everyone has a backlog. I have a backlog of 360 games and now current Xbox One games that I didn't get to play that I'll play on the Xbox Series X just to see how much better they look or run. But I appreciate because it's a game I can go back, beat, get achievements for and whatnot. It's never too late to pad your achievement scores. Honestly, if it wasn't for achievements, I wouldn't be playing a lot of old games. That's why the games I don't play now are original Xbox games. There's only I played Black and I played just another OG Xbox game. I played maybe it was Ninja Gaiden or something. I played it just to kind of see how it plays, but I won't go and put serious hours into an original Xbox game because they don't have achievements. However, 360 games I actually would play seriously because there's an end goal. There's something to gain to get from those titles. I'm still waiting for them to make Peter Jackson's King Kong and NBA 2K6 backwards compatible, which that probably will never happen. So for me, I use backwards compatibility. And I'm going to use it even more now because I foresee 2021 being extremely dry. There's going to be a dry spell because of COVID. It's already delayed a lot of the games that were supposed to come out this year, and it's going to impact a lot of games that's supposed to come out in 2021 because a lot of that production was supposed to happen this year. And obviously with studios closing down, lockdowns and social distancing, people working from home, a lot of that shit was halted this year. So those were imagine all the games that was being worked on this year that was supposed to come out next year. It's gonna be an impact, and that's why I feel backwards compatibility is gonna come up clutch, especially with the Xbox and Xbox Series X with their the console just remastering these games, doubling the frame rate from 60 to 120 or 30 to 60, adding HDR just on the system level and up in the resolution. And you're essentially getting a free remaster. So I'm sorry. I mean, after I play the new games that come out, yeah, there's gonna be a dry spell where there isn't a brand new game that's coming out where I could go back and and play through Forza Horizon 4 or play through like a old Dead Rising game and just see what happened or test out just cause and those frame rates are always horrible. Let's see what they're doing on the Xbox Series X. So it's a perk, and it's a perk I plan to use. I mean, I still right now play 360 and Xbox One games as well now, so it's useful. For some people it's not. It's something I expect Xbox to continue to push that, because it's something that they don't have, and PlayStation will continue to push the idea that they have next generation games, something Xbox doesn't have for its upcoming console. They got Ratchet and Clank. They're gonna keep driving and feeding everybody that the energy, that the narrative that, hey, we have a true next gen experience, we have a true next gen controller, we have a true next gen game. This can only be done, or this can only be experienced on the PlayStation 5. So they've been rolling with that, and Xbox has been rolling with compatibility. It's a lot of the crazy thing about like this war between Xbox and PlayStation is that Xbox is in a position of defeat. They're trying to do whatever they can to make up ground. And it's so much goodwill that the Xbox doing that is actually coming back to hurt them. You know what I mean? It's like they wanted, compatibility. They want compatibility, and then now people are shaming them for the controller because the controllers aren't next gen enough. They want to make their games playable on Xbox One, PC, and stream. And because by putting their games everywhere, their games aren't next gen enough, they have nothing to push their console. So all the positive they're doing is turning into a negative for Xbox, which is the weirdest shit. But in terms of backwards compatibility, it's always been it's going to be an issue for a PlayStation, because PlayStation, ever since they turned away from backwards compatibility and Xbox picked it up. They've been writing this narrative that we're moving forward and nobody plays old games, and their fan base, their fandom took on that same message, and pretty much have been like riding that wave until the rumors of PlayStation 5 being compatible with PS1 and PS2 and PS3. Then they started to show some love to compatibility until that rumor got shut down. So Xbox is going to be, when it comes to compatibility and just like more so over a user like friendly platform, the Xbox will be able to do things that the PlayStation just can't do or will refuse to do, because even though backwards compatibility to some people, they don't think it's a big deal. I don't think this is going to be something that pushes someone from buying a PS5 over a purchase someone to buy an Xbox over a PlayStation 5, because that only impacts you if you're an existing Xbox fan, or if you're an Xbox gamer, or somebody that's playing history of Xbox. Like if you're a PlayStation dude, knowing the Xbox Series X is going to be able to play Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Xbox games, it's probably not going to push you because you've been playing on PlayStation. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean anything to you. But for PC guys and Xbox guys, or whoever are playing on that platform, to think about the one thing I've been like saying about the Xbox, like whether you have like a okay PC and you've been playing Xbox games on it, and you just decide you're not going to buy a 3080 or a 2080 Ti or a 3090, and you're just going to go with next gen consoles. If you buy an Xbox, all those Xbox games you bought from the Windows Store or on Game Pass or got from Game Pass PC and shit like that, you already have a library on the Xbox, which is kind of crazy. Like you could go in, could have skipped the entire Xbox One generation and then buy Xbox Series X, and it's like you never actually left, which is kind of dope. So that's really my take on it. I don't think this is something that PlayStation fans should be worried about, or PlayStation's not going to solve this problem. They don't really care about it, but I do expect Xbox marketing to take advantage of this feature that they don't have, just like the compatibility, just like with the controllers and everything and headsets, and now with the games, because the Xbox can do things the PlayStation can't, and they're gonna highlight those every moment they get a chance. And the Xbox guys, Team Green, are going to point those out, and they're gonna talk about all those 360s and Xbox games that they can play on their Series X, So it's all fun with it. At the time that I'm making this video, by the way, it is August 31st. I'm just going to continue to remind you guys that we are still unable to pre-order an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. There's still no concrete release date. There's still no price point. Tomorrow will be September. I'll probably be doing another video. I don't know about what yet, but if I don't have any of those vital information, it is going to drive me nuts. This is the weirdest generation ever. And there's also another rumor that the PlayStation could be delayed everywhere else but the US, and besides North America. It could only be launched in North America this holiday, and probably late, like December 2020 or maybe early 2021 everywhere else, according to a Call of Duty release we would fine print. But I don't know if you want to look into that. Let me know. I'm on to something. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts on PlayStation 5 compatibility or in Xbox, and is this like a big deal? And where do you stand on backwards compatibility? How important is it to you? Do you use it? I personally do, and I see myself using it a whole lot over the next the launch window of the Series X. Outside of the new games that come out this fall, I'm probably going to be using it a lot. So that's the video for me. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace.